The title of this video is "The Gaming Industry is in Complete Shambles." Did you know that was the title of the video that you clicked on? Can you read? Are you stupid? But I do want to specify one thing before anyone yells at me for it. When I say gaming industry, I mean AAA industry. The AAA industry is in shambles. The indie and AA industries are absolutely crushing it right now. Call them a Pepsi can under my foot because they're crushing it. Call you a walnut in a walnut crusher because they're crushing it. Call it a 40 in the hands of a guy who's 40. He's crushing it. But I think this has to be one of the worst weeks ever for the AAA industry. So much happened over the last week and a half that I just want to give you guys a little vent on this whole thing, because the state of the industry, again, the AAA industry, not the side of the industry that's crushing it, the other guys, the guys who are supposed to be all big and righteous and have the best ideas of what to do with the industry, they're the biggest and the most moneyful, so that means they should be the most successful, right? And they should have the best understanding of what's going on. That's totally what's happening, isn't it? But let's just go through my notes of recent gaming news, within the last 7 days, AAA gaming news. I turn my attention to Respawn Entertainment, and then I make an angry face at Respawn Entertainment, because what the fuck is happening over at Respawn Entertainment? This used to be one of my favorite studios, okay? They had such a great track record. Titanfall 1, banger. Titanfall 2, banger. Jedi Fallen Order, banger. Apex Legends, banger at first. Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond. But over the last few years, Respawn has seemingly canceled a million different projects. There was their Star Wars FPS, that got canned. There was Titanfall 3, which was canned in favor of Apex. They reportedly had a different game in the, at least one or two other games that were also in the works, but those got canned. And then they announced a few days ago that they've canned a couple other projects so they can focus on Apex Legends and the next Star Wars Jedi game, which, such a stark departure from their massive collection of games, those being Apex Legends and a Star Wars Jedi game. This studio just cannot get anything else off the ground, and it's so frustrating. And they're apparently being so comically mismanaged. Apex Legends is adding a new character to the mix, which should be great news for everyone except the guy that made him, because he got fired the day it was announced. Guys, what did you think the optics on that were gonna be? And also, through all of this, there has been so much demand for Titanfall. Titanfall 2 keeps gaining more popularity on Steam. Titanfall 2, for a game of its age, is doing actually really well on Steam. And with Apex Legends bleeding players, and with Respawn shooters, not Respawn the company, Respawn the genre, more arcadey team-based Respawn PvP games starting to come back into fashion, you would think this would be a great time to bring back Titanfall. And apparently there was a Titanfall game in development, but that's one of the games that got canceled in favor of more Apex. Oh, but don't worry, because that wasn't actually Titanfall 3, according to some sources. According to some other sources, this Titanfall game that was in the works was actually an extraction shooter. A Titanfall So you have this franchise that everyone's asking you to bring back. You have this series that everybody wants you to bring back. It's part of a genre that's starting to get more popular again, and in the face of that happening, you decide to pivot that franchise to a genre that has 2 successful games and a giant graveyard of unsuccessful ones. Whoever signed off on this, maybe they should have been the one to get fired instead of the guy who made your new character that you're using to promote the game that is the only thing you can get out the door, it seems. Gosh, this all sounds so familiar. A really successful FPS developer decides to take an older franchise and turn it into an extraction shooter, and the people making those decisions, even though they're obviously blatantly terrible decisions, they get to keep their jobs, but the other people below them doing the grunt work and actually having some good ideas, those are the ones that get fired. Man, that really sounds like Respawn. And also Bungie! Can I show you the Steam charts for Marathon's playtest? This is what they looked like. This is Sony's big banger first party live service shooter game. This was what they bought Bungie for. This is what you bought Bungie for. How much money did you spend buying Bungie? Oh, that much money? The fruits of your labor, Sony, I can taste them from here. There's also some speculation right now that Marathon's embarrassing playtest numbers are actually the reason why the Titanfall extraction shooter got canceled. Like they're, and I mean, I would believe that. I would believe that instantly. And I think Bungie is just like the perfect example of everything wrong with AAA gaming right now. There is an exorbitant amount of money being put into there was an exorbitant amount of money being put into the acquisition of Bungie, and now there's presumably another exorbitant amount of money being put into the development of Marathon, which is a game with an exorbitant level of absolute apathy surrounding it, because it is a game made for nobody. Who is this game for? Why are you putting like Call of Duty levels of development money into this game that nobody is going to buy, especially at $40? Are you kidding me? At a time like this, no one is spending money on this game. Even if it was free to play, hardly anyone was going to touch it. But that's just the AAA industry now. Everyone just throws money at trends and no one does any kind of market research, any kind of market analysis, any kind of audience analysis. And like gamers, like people who play live service shooters could have told you in an instant that there were so many problems with Marathon as a AAA product, not as a concept. Extraction shooters obviously have their own appeal. They have their own audience, but that audience is simply not the same audience that's going to put enough money into your product to make up for the amount of money that has been spent on development, let alone make the purchase of Bungie worth it. Bungie is going to be so drastically downsized after Marathon, and none of the people making these creative decisions or these business decisions are going to face any consequence for it. And if that doesn't sum up AAA live service game development at this point, I don't know what does. Sony has been like actively trying to say that, oh, we're not going to put so much money into live service games. We're not going to focus so much on live service games anymore. But then you canceled the few live service games that would have made money while keeping the ones no one cares about. That's what blows my mind with them. You canceled the Spider-Man game. You canceled the Last of Us game. You canceled the Twisted Metal game. But you kept Concord and you kept Marathon? Who, like, I'm glad you're stepping away from live service games, but who is doing the filtering right now? How is this the plan? I understand that you had projects in development. I understand that, like, deciding to shut down development and cut your losses has to be a really big decision. It has to be a really hard decision. But why are these the ones that made it through? Why did you scrap the other ones? The filtering here just makes no sense at all. And it's only going to speed up the AAA crash, which, I mean, I welcome the AAA crash, but it's like I said in a recent video. It's not that I don't think we need a AAA crash. I just didn't think the AAA crash would look this stupid. Because all of this was entirely avoidable if you put actual gamers in charge of these decisions, or you consulted actual gamers with these decisions before putting hundreds of millions of dollars into these decisions. And speaking of hundreds of millions of dollars, GTA 6 just got delayed to May of 2026, which I find hysterical that anyone thought this wasn't going to happen. Yeah, no, guys, this game is totally coming out in 2025. It's absolutely coming out in 2025. Never mind the fact that we're all the way through April, we're well into May, and we don't have a second trailer, we don't have a release date, we don't have a price tag, we don't have pre-orders, we don't have any gameplay at all. But no, this game's totally coming out in 2025. We absolutely should be holding the entire AAA release schedule hostage for this game that is not going to come out in 2025. It's totally coming out in 2025, guys. And someone in my Discord made a good point. Go join my Discord, by the way, discord.gg/doofus. We somehow got that URL before anyone else did. But someone made a good point over there. These companies, like, they make these PR decisions, they make these delayed decisions way before they announce them to the public. Like, it's not like Rockstar woke up a couple days ago and was like, ah, man, we need more time on GTA. No, the decision to delay GTA into 2026 was absolutely made several months ago, which makes the announcement even stupider, because that means you've been actively holding the entire AAA schedule hostage while you know you're not coming out this year. Why did you do that? Because now, what's going to happen now is there's going to be a giant rush. I'm calling it right now. All of the big AAA games that are in development and that were like slated, penciled in for the second half of 2025, All of them are now going to be rushing the schedule, trying to grab release dates before everyone else can, and now a bunch of games are going to flop because that release schedule is going to be so crowded, because everyone's going to be trying to release ahead of everybody else, because the entire industry's scheduler was put on pause by this game that was not going to come out this year, and that they've known was not going to come out this year, and the whole thing's just gonna get even stupider. You know how Titanfall 2 completely flopped because it was somehow scheduled in between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty? Someone made the decision to put all three of those games together, so obviously Titanfall was the odd man out and it failed. We're going to see at least 2 more Titanfall 2s this year. I'm calling it right now. We're going to see at least 2 more AAA level games that should be getting great sales and are really solid games compared to the competition, but they're going to be completely drowned out by the other games because no one was able to schedule things more than 6 months in advance this year. Because of GTA 6, a game that Rockstar and Take-Two were fully aware was not coming out this year, and they just decided not to tell us until now. It just, why does this game have so much power? Why did you fucking morons give Rockstar so much power in this industry? Why? Because they make really cinematic looking cookie cutter open world games? It drives me bananas. I don't understand why Rockstar games have such a giant profile in this industry. That's not me saying Rockstar games are bad. That's not me saying you can't enjoy them. I'm just saying, why do they have this much power? Why? Why did this happen? And then we have the elephant in the room of just everything getting more expensive. Hardware is more expensive. Microsoft is now making the Xbox more expensive. Microsoft is now making all their published games, or at least some of their published games, $80 by the end of the year. They created a giant stink storm on the internet. They had the perfect opportunity to walk it back, but instead they doubled down because that's just how stupid things are right now. The Switch is coming out overpriced with overpriced games and with physical games that aren't actual games. And if you think Sony's not going to follow suit here, you are kidding yourself. Sony is usually the first one at the gate of overpricing their hardware and their games and their services and their everything. If you think Sony and and not even just Sony, every other major publisher is now going to see this as the opportunity to raise their prices as well, because they're not the one that fired the first shot anymore. Nintendo and Microsoft were. These companies are always looking for opportunities to charge more money for things. It's just the way that they are. And if you're a company who likes charging as much as humanly possible for things, do you really think this isn't the biggest green light of all time to start charging more for things? I mean, Nintendo and Microsoft are doing it. That means we have to do it as well. Never mind the fact that if you had an actual gamer in charge of these things, you would know that the actual good approach right now would be to undercut. People are looking for cheaper options here. The company that comes out on top right now is going to be the one that undercuts everyone else. And because of how expensive everything is getting right now, it's easy as shit to undercut everyone else, and still no one's doing it for some reason. Hence the AAA industry just barreling towards a crash right now. And fuck it, I welcome it. We need it. We need a complete reset on this sector of the industry. The AAA industry is in complete fucking shambles right now. I love to see it, but do they love to see it? No, they don't. I don't know why I said that. That wasn't clever of me to say. I'm reminded of a clip from the SpongeBob movie, the one where Mr. Krabs says he likes money. That's the clip that I'm reminded of right now. Oh, I'm sorry for rambling and for yelling so much. Sorry for getting spit all over your microphone, Joe. Sorry for getting spit on my own microphone. It amazes me that we're even here, you know? It's like I keep saying, it's not that I don't think the crash is deserved or that I didn't see the crash coming. I just didn't think the crash would look this stupid. I didn't think the crash would be this avoidable and this obviously backwards. Oh, man. Oh, boy. So, I'm going to do the Doofus Club now, and we can just have some fun here. Remember to join the Doofus Club and join the Doofus Discord to make your names as stupid as possible, so I have to read them at the end of every video. Like, Ed Omega, Hero Culture, Harmon Smith loves Joe's Big Black Steam Deck, English Motherfucker, Do You Speak It, aka Big Tech, Tom from Spokane, Dial Up, Kyle Ward, 789, Sense Nakage, and Onvola, Hey, it's Manny, Master Killer, Jabomb, De Bomb, D Bomb, Go Fuck You, Joe, Taylor, 4S56, Toe, I767, The Return of the King, but it's upside down, George from Seattle, Partial Mean 8, Wild Gamer 2001, Nick, Multheme, Volksalt, The Cloaked Onyx, JJ Dusty, Hail Denuvo, Pub, Cod, Stop It, Codman 4372WX, Joe, It's the Gamer, Y12, Y7, Y7, not 12, 7, WT, get it memorized. Darth Rider, Raven, Joe lied to me, he never joined voice chat, Cellrock, Gold Pyrex, Zombie Fan, Alderoth 01, Penguin Piss, Doug, Nigsy, Smile, Blast 1314, Snake Eyes 327, Devastator 2000, Hedge Knight 1789, Joe, please let us touch tip you sexy man, Sad you freighter, MK2396E, I'm still in the moat, Joe, please get help, Henthai, X Machina Gamma, Elite Wolf, Firehazard 105, Epion 504, Klepto Penguin, Banshee, GWXSS, Rasp the Wolf, Evan Co, OK Toodles, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Some Jim Blazer, Gaming Dead People, Bender Fondue, he hasn't been in that spot forever. Gaming with Dead People, All Games Video. Bender Fondue is not even a name anymore. Japanese name I can't read, but it's like a Rust thing. I don't play Rust. I don't know what it is, but this is like some listing on the Steam charts, and it's in Japanese for some reason. Max Killer V2 Gaming, Biscuit 1101, Todd Howard is our Lord and Savior, Horizon Forbidden West Remastered, The Wrath of the Rat King, Jessica Shepard, Ricky Spell, Ricky Tika Tabby, Muskie. If you convert Mario Kart World Physical Unit, Sover $99. Huh? Karumi the Steel Angel, My Hipster Doofus, Sergeant Jason Bond, Bonner and Bond, Vodder, Hump Cyrus, Xbox raised prices, now I can't afford a motorcycle, True Tech Skin 940. Joe, answer me this question, alright? What is your... Okay, the first doof is Creed Warrior 23 Max Chef Marathon Ridley's a stinky turd, isn't it, chap? Totally insane, even to Audrey Black Cobra, leader of the Doomslayer cult, Knight of Cypher, ML04. I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray. Switch 2 is more of a scam than the PS5 Pro. Wolf of the Midnight, Sig Rider, Pig Venus, Kev Dog 992, Seapoint Studios, Film Kraken, OM Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thorn Skade, Maggot Next, Severin Evans, Mr. Spawning 03. This is Carolina Freaking YMX, Pow Pow, Wide Troll, Donnie Weston, Nick Donegan from Serbia, Seals Money from Joe from Seattle, Gob Gobson, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Hinder, Grimsy, Polska Goo Rom, Hangman for Hire, Elden the Noble, Frost Crystal, Jimmy Chops by Genesis, In Action, Bobby Thinkers 97, Manga Key, Kushka, the Scuffy Skull, Ghost, Remember to Tell Nintendo, Lower Your Prices, JoJo 6, Vast Growth, Tango Raptor Tim, The Amazing Blight Man, Blue Hook, Willie, JJ Schnorlax, and Show Your Feet, Joe, Don't Be a Pussy, Jody Breeze, Smitty Werger, Yeagerman Jensen, Maxwell Massimo, Mega Advertisements, Yevon Garcia, JJ Justin, 8 Mike Gibbikins, I American Idiot, Rebel Blood 80, Antoine Horton, Oracle, Harman Smith's Hairline, Oh No, It's Justin, Rand, Root 20 Wayne, Mechanical Resonance, Extreme Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, My Name is Mud, Joe Taku, My Chemical Joe Mance, Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down, Winky Face, How Wannabe Hobo, Jidge, Wested Bill, Dude Jar, Rob C, Chicken, Jockey Veg, The Groovy Banana, Curtin Allen's back, Wear a Maid Dress Once You Can Hit 20k, Joe. The video is over getting the moat, you doofuses. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Ooh, that gets more painful every time that I have to record it, because there's just more, and I love you all. I love you all. Okay, I toodles.